Hello, everyone. This is Luis Concepcion from Strategic Profit Line Trading, coming to you with the plan of the week for week number 15. So, as always, here's our disclosures. This content is for educational purposes only. I'm not providing any investment advice. It's not tailored to any one individual, so please understand that everybody has a different time horizon. Past performance does not guarantee results in the future, and all investments and trades involve risk, including the loss of your principal. As always, here's our agenda. I'll be covering the news, be providing a market overview. We got 260 companies reporting earnings this week. And then after Friday, with the major banks reporting, we'll kick into earnings season a lot heavier the following week for week 16. Here's our results for week 14. We had a good week, provided 12 zones. We went pretty much 3-0 in stocks, 5-0 in options. We had three equities that did not meet entry, and we had two that closed in the zone on Friday. Not sure if anybody took those trades, but that was PVH and Play. So you can, if you're in those trades, you can still monitor them this week. But a pretty good week. I think this is the first week in a while that we've gone 8-0. Here's our earnings outlook for this week. Again, although there's 250 companies reporting, these are the major ones that are reporting. Nothing major until really Thursday and Friday. However, I do have some trades for you on Tuesday and Wednesday. I went ahead and I updated week 14 on the trades that worked this week for your information. You can feel free to look at those and do a review. However, year to date now, we are 24-16 in stocks. And I did the same thing with options and I updated week 14's trades and we are at 53-10. So starting with Monday the 8th, there's nothing affecting us, the US markets on the 8th. Moving on to Tuesday, again, should be a quiet day, nothing affecting the US markets. However, for those of you who are trading the New Zealand dollar, Forex, or futures, be mindful that the New Zealand dollar will be affected after the market. Moving on to Wednesday, this is the first day we're going to have some impact in the news. It's going to be pre-market. So we have our CPI reports. We got three of them being released at 5:30. So expect some volatility, 30 minutes right at the open. I got the Canadian dollar being affected 15 minutes after the open and at 7:30. So for those of you who are not experienced, I would just stay away from the Canadian dollar with futures and Forex on Wednesday. Then at 11, we got FOMC minutes. See what the Fed is going to speak in regards to upcoming rates at 11 o'clock. So we may have some volatility in the middle of the day on Wednesday. So be mindful of that. Moving on to Thursday, the euro will be affected pre-market. So be cognizant of that. And then an hour before the market open, we got PPI and unemployment claims. So that's going to bring some volatility at the beginning of the open on Thursday morning. So be aware of that. We got a bond auction on the 30-year. So for those of you who are trading bonds, TLT, futures, and the futures market, be mindful that there's an auction going on at 10 o'clock, and that's only affecting the 30-year. So be aware. In the evening, Thursday night, for those of you trading the British pound, be mindful there's a report. So you may want to stay away from the British pound in the evening. And then on Friday, we have consumer sentiment and you will have some volatility 30 minutes after the market opens. So be mindful of that. And in addition, we got a lot of banks reporting on Friday. So that is going to increase volatility for our markets. So getting into the charts for this week, I'm going to start with the SPX, also known as the SPY. As you can see on Thursday, we had a big volatile day and the market dropped in the middle of the day and we recovered that on Friday. However, our demand zone that we have is going to be 50.91 to 50.54. No supply again in the S&P 500. So be mindful of that. This level has held several times. So for those of you who are more conservative, the next level I have for you is going to be the 49.93 to 49.46. Be mindful that this is the level that's held us. Won't be surprised if we see 5,000 in the near future. Moving on to the Nasdaq. As again, Nasdaq, I'm still don't have got supply levels on the lower levels, but I don't want to provide that for you. Again, on Thursday we had that weekday and we recovered half of it on Friday. First level I have for you is 17,495 to 17,302. And as I covered last week, we have another level overlapped right here. So the 17,359 to 17,121. It's going to be for the NASDAQ. Moving on to the Dow Jones or the DIA, my diamonds. Our level hit this week when we had that drop in all the markets, as you can see on Thursday, and then we recovered. This level has held again and worked again for us. For those of you who took this trade once again at the 386 to 383. Again, I wouldn't consider this gone. And for the next level I have for you on the NASDAQ is 380.09 to 377.83. Moving on to the Russell or the IWM, the Magic 2140 has held. And like I said, this has been holding and it's been holding since last December. If the market gets strong this week, we might finally break this. But again, this is the magic level that's been holding for us all year. So again, that 2140 level has been holding for us on the supply side. On the demand side, still the same, 1887 to 1847. Moving on into earnings this week, I'm just going to start off with a company called WD-40. So on WD-40, on the demand side, I got 225.33 to 219.42. And on the supply side, 302.41 to 321.07. Next company I have for you is PriceSmart. So on PriceSmart, the demand zone I have for you is 73.59 to 72.10. And on the supply side, it's going to be 95.62 to 99.89. Next company I have for you is Delta Airlines. As you can see, this is the level that's held, and it has been working for Delta Airlines. So I'm going to keep this one this week. And for the supply zone, I got 49.22 to 52.36. And on the demand side, 34.45 to 32.47. Next company I have for you reporting earnings this week is Constellations, STZ. This level has held, is roughly all-time high, so be mindful of this. It's worked, just in case we have a shoot up due to earnings. However, for those of you who are my non-conservative traders, feel free to attempt this again at 270.70 to 274. Again, this is an aggressive trade. However, the demand, with that being said, the demand zone I have for you is 229 to 221.56. Next company I have for you is CarMax. CarMax also reporting earnings this week. The demand zone I have for you is 68.01 to 64.68. Be mindful that this level has worked a couple of times. And then on the supply side, I got 90.54 to 93.53. In the event of overshoot, you got another level right here at 95.51 to even 100. Next company is Fastnell. On the demand side, I got 70.75 and 67.55. In the event of an overshoot, we got another level here at 64.18 to 61.23. And there's no supply because 79.04 was all-time highs. That's fast now. Then everything's going to move and switch over to Friday where all our banks are reporting. First one I'm going to start with is JP Morgan. No supply in JP Morgan as their all-time high is 294. That happened last week. However, the first demand zone I have for you is 176.48 to 171.47. Next company is going to be Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, on the other hand, does have supply. So that supply zone is going to be 63.98 to 66.35. And on the demand side, I got 52.03 to 51.11. Next company is BlackRock. So BlackRock, on the supply side, you got 861.24 to 899.95. You might as well make that 900. And on the demand side, first level I have for you is 756.01 to 742.02. In the event of an overshoot, the next level I have for you is 721.40 to 708.84. And the last company I have for you also reporting on Friday is going to be Citi. Citi as well, as you can see, this level has held, this level has worked. So be cautious of this level if you elect to take it. 62.99 and 64.99 on the supply side, and on the demand side, I got 45.68 to 44.26. And that's going to do it for us on the earnings front. With that being said, here's my contact information. Go ahead, feel free to follow me on Facebook and LinkedIn for trade updates and posts throughout the week. In the event I see anything that may be intriguing for us to take, email me if you want to learn more or cover a certain company. Feel free to go to the website for my upcoming classes, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button on the bottom right. Till next time, happy trading. See you next week.